Have you ever wondered if the way you move, sit, or even get up from your chair could be quietly signaling that something deeper is happening inside your body? What if a small, almost invisible change in your daily routine is actually a hidden warning that most people, and even your doctor, might overlook? If you're over 60, or if you take care of someone who is, this moment matters more than ever. Every decision, every small symptom can have a bigger impact now. And if you're watching this, it's because you care about yourself, about your loved ones, about living your golden years with quality and dignity. This isn't about fear or criticism. It's about understanding and respect. Today, I want to help you notice details that often go undiscussed in the doctor's office. You'll discover that your body can reveal important messages long before any exam or test. There's practical hope here, real ways to listen, adapt, and protect your well-being with small, careful steps. Before we dive in, tell me, where are you watching from right now? Leave a comment below. It's inspiring to see how this community of care and attention is growing, reaching homes and hearts in every corner. Stay with me. Sometimes the first clue is so subtle, it's hidden in a single gesture, something you do every day without ever thinking twice. The weight of a coffee cup. Have you ever noticed how picking up a simple coffee cup can suddenly feel heavier than it used to? This tiny moment often slips under the radar, but it can reveal big changes happening beneath the surface. Imagine your hands and arms as quiet messengers, telling you about shifts in your strength before anyone else. It's not just about the cup, it's about the gentle tremor, the careful grip, or the need to use both hands for something you always managed with one. Professionals often watch for these little hesitations, the way someone steadies themselves or pauses before lifting even the lightest object. These are early, silent signals, ones that arrive before any official diagnosis or big alarm. Let's meet Helen and Carlos. Helen is 74, and one morning, she finds it harder to pour milk from the carton. She pauses, notices her hand shaking, and decides to slow down, practicing with smaller, lighter objects. She even starts using a softball to strengthen her grip, feeling her confidence bloom each day. Carlos, on the other hand, is 82. He ignores the struggle, feeling embarrassed when he fumbles with his fork at dinner. Frustration grows as he spills soup on his shirt, not once, but again and again. Soon, tying shoelaces and buttoning his shirt become exhausting challenges, leaving him feeling clumsy and tired. When these small signs are brushed aside, daily life can quietly become harder. Simple pleasures, like sharing a meal, dressing up, or turning the page of a favorite book, may start to slip away. Independence can fade, replaced by fatigue and a sense of helplessness. But small steps can help. Try squeezing a softball while watching TV, or practice picking up coins and stacking them. Clip and unclip clothespins to keep your fingers nimble. These gentle exercises can make a real difference, restoring not just strength, but peace of mind. And while your hands speak quietly, there's another sign, one even more subtle, that could change everything. Are you listening? Moments of quiet disconnection. Sometimes, the most telling sign isn't what you forget, but how you drift away from the world around you. It's the gentle slip, losing the thread of a conversation, or finding yourself standing in the middle of a room, uncertain of why you walked in. These moments of quiet disconnection are easy to brush off with a chuckle or a sigh. After all, who hasn't misplaced their glasses or forgotten an appointment? But when these lapses become a pattern, they can speak to something deeper than ordinary forgetfulness. They hint at a mind seeking balance, a heart quietly asking for support. Often, we dismiss these slips as just getting older, not realizing how they can slowly chip away at confidence and connection. Imagine Vera, age 74, who's noticed she repeats the same question to her daughter, or sometimes avoids phone calls because she's afraid she won't keep up. Instead of hiding these lapses, Vera starts jotting down reminders on a notepad and finds comfort in setting gentle routines. Each small act helps her rebuild trust in herself. On the other hand, there's Samuel, 80, who laughs off his lapses but begins to withdraw from his weekly chess group. He feels irritation and shame, choosing silence over sharing his worries, until even simple conversations feel exhausting. For Samuel, the world quietly shrinks as his confidence wanes. Ignoring these subtle shifts doesn't lead to a dramatic fall, but to a slow fading of the colors in daily life. Confidence slips away. Social circles grow smaller. The mind tires more easily and emotional fatigue creeps in. But there's hope in small, empowering steps, like playing a daily memory game, jotting thoughts in a notebook, or reading aloud to stimulate the mind. These gentle habits remind us that awareness is the first kindness we can give ourselves. But what if the next sign isn't about memory or focus at all? What if it's about how your body feels, even when you're doing nothing? Let's turn now to something you might be feeling quietly beneath the surface, when rest doesn't restore. The hidden weight of unrefreshed mornings. Have you ever woken up after a full night's sleep, only to feel as if you never truly rested at all? This is more than ordinary tiredness. It's an invisible heaviness, a kind of exhaustion that lingers quietly beneath the surface, even when you try your best to do everything right. Your body rests, but your energy doesn't return. You sleep, but you don't recharge. Sometimes, this is the earliest whisper that your body's natural systems for recovery or repair aren't keeping up, a gentle sign that something inside needs more care than it's getting. This hidden exhaustion can feel lonely, especially when others brush it off as simply getting older. But it's not just about age. It's about the deep rhythms that help us heal overnight, regulate our moods, and restore our muscles and minds. When those rhythms falter, no amount of napping or sleeping in seems to help. Take Ruth and Lionel, both in their late 70s. Ruth has learned to honor her rest. She keeps a gentle routine, dims her lights after dinner, and gives herself time to wind down each evening. She treats sleep as sacred, a quiet shelter where her body can truly heal. In the morning, she often wakes clear-headed, motivated, and present for the day ahead. Lionel, on the other hand, falls asleep to the flicker of late-night television. His naps are unpredictable, and his nights are restless. Most mornings, he drags himself out of bed still weary, his mind clouded, his patience worn thin, and his energy quick to fade. Over time, this inner exhaustion weighs on Lionel. His muscles recover more slowly, his mood sours, and even simple joys feel distant. Unrefreshed sleep doesn't only sap energy, it quietly affects immunity, makes it harder for muscles to rebuild, and leaves the mind more vulnerable to stress and forgetfulness. But it's not too late to notice. Even small changes, like choosing a regular bedtime, dimming lights in the evening, or taking a gentle walk in the morning sun, can help reset these rhythms, offering the body a better chance to restore itself. Rest is more than just sleep. It's how you care for the moments before and after, the quiet rituals that nourish your body from within. And while sleep restores the body, have you ever wondered what happens when appetite, another silent messenger, begins to fade? When meals lose their flavor sometimes, it's not the big things that change first. It's the quiet shift in how we approach our meals. Maybe lunch just feels like another task, or dinner is skipped for no real reason. The simple pleasure of tasting something new, or even an old favorite, slowly fades away. When food becomes bland, or we barely notice what we're eating, it's a gentle signal that something deeper might be changing inside us. Food is so much more than fuel. It's comfort, memory, celebration, and connection. But as appetite slips away or routines become dull, the body misses out on what it needs to stay strong. Muscles quietly grow weaker, energy drains, and even the mind can feel foggy. Skipping meals or eating the same colorless plate each day isn't just about food. It's about losing small daily joys and the strength that comes with them. When we stop nourishing ourselves with intention, we might not notice the difference right away, but the effects add up quietly. Take Edith, who, at 78, makes a point of setting the table each afternoon, even if it's just for herself. She adds a splash of color with tomatoes or a sprinkle of herbs, and sometimes calls her neighbor for a short chat over coffee. Eating is still an event, a gentle pause that brings her back to herself. Then there's Julius, 81, who finds himself reaching for the same plain toast each morning and forgetting about lunch altogether. The days blur, and so does his energy. Meals become background noise instead of a moment to savor. When the plate stays full, but the appetite disappears, the body quietly begins to empty. Muscles shrink, tiredness grows, and the world feels a little grayer. It doesn't have to be this way. Try sitting down at the same time each day for a meal, even a small one. Add a touch of color or a favorite flavor. Drink a glass of water alongside. If possible, share a meal or a simple conversation. These little choices help bring back vitality, one bite at a time. But sometimes, even with a full plate, there's still an ache for something more, a kind of hunger that food alone can't fill. Days without real conversation, sometimes the most powerful sign isn't in the body, but in the silence that fills a room. Days pass without a real conversation. Maybe no one calls, or maybe you stop reaching out. It feels like nothing has changed, but something inside begins to fade. When there's no one to laugh with, share a story, or simply ask, "How are you doing?" Even the strongest heart can grow quieter. It's not just about feeling alone, it's how the body responds. Muscles can grow weaker, motivation slips away, and memory becomes cloudy. Without connection, the immune system isn't as sharp, and energy drains slowly, almost without notice. Isolation doesn't always look sad. Sometimes, it's just a quiet habit that sneaks in, making each day a little smaller. Take Ruth, who starts her mornings by calling her sister, waving to neighbors on her walk, and inviting a friend for coffee on Thursdays. Her days feel full, her steps are lighter, and her mind feels clear. Then there's Arnaldo, who finishes his book alone, turns on the TV for background noise, and eats dinner in silence. Each week, he speaks a little less, and even his favorite hobbies feel dull. Ruth glows with warmth and curiosity, while Arnaldo feels a slow emptiness gathering around him. Over time, this invisible distance can reshape a person's life. Moods shift, thoughts become slower, and the body loses its usual spark. It's not just about being alone. It's about the small things that slip away when nobody's there to notice, encourage, or care. But there are gentle ways back. Try calling someone you miss, join a group, or simply say hello to a neighbor. Even a small step can start to open the door again. Because sometimes, the body remembers it's alive when someone else does too. And yet, what if the next sign isn't hidden in silence, but in something the body does before we even have the words? The invisible weight of loneliness, there's a quiet ache many feel but rarely name. The absence of someone to share the simplest moments with. Sometimes it's not the body that's lacking, but the empty chair across the table, the silence in your routine, the missing laughter in your day. These are more than just passing shadows. They are signs that your world is growing smaller and your heart a little heavier. When human contact fades, health suffers in ways we cannot always see. The body senses when affection is missing, when conversation disappears, when the days become too quiet. Loneliness triggers stress in the body, weakens the immune system, and quietly chips away at memory and motivation. Without the warmth of connection, the spark of joy dims, and even the strongest can falter. This isn't about blame. It's about acknowledging a truth that touches many, often in silence. Imagine two lives unfolding side by side. In one, Clara starts her mornings with a phone call to her sister, shares lunch with a neighbor, and ends her day exchanging stories in her book club. Each small interaction lights up her day, keeps her mind sharp, her mood steady, and her energy alive. In the other, Daniel brews his coffee alone, eats dinner in front of the television, and goes days without hearing his name spoken aloud. The air around him grows dense, his body feels heavier, and his thoughts start to blur. Energy fades, motivation slips away, and even his appetite seems to shrink. When emotional isolation settles in, the risks grow quietly but surely. Depression, memory lapses, vulnerability to illness, and loss of purpose. The body begins to close in on itself, slowly, almost imperceptibly. But this story can change. Reconnection is possible. Sometimes it starts with a simple message, a shared meal, or a 5-minute call. Even reaching out just once a week can bring back color to the days. Remember, this is a common experience, never a personal failure. The heart needs company, just as the body needs movement. And when the silence outside meets a growing tiredness within, even your steps start to lose their strength. What happens when not only your heart, but your balance begins to falter? A stumble that whispers. Your first sign of instability is stumble here, another there. But what if it's not just a distraction? Maybe you notice your foot dragging slightly when you get up from the sofa, or that climbing the stairs feels less certain than before. These moments often seem so minor that they're brushed off as clumsiness or just getting older. But these subtle slips are the body's early warning system. They can mean the muscles that keep you steady are weakening, or that your nerves and joints aren't working in sync like they used to. If ignored, these signs can quietly build up until one day a real fall happens. The consequences can be serious: fractures, hospital stays, a loss of confidence, and sometimes even the loss of independence at home. Consider Rosa. She noticed she was grabbing the handrail more tightly when going down the steps and felt uneasy getting out of bed in the dark. Instead of ignoring it, Rosa decided to ask her doctor and started practicing simple balance exercises like standing on one foot near the kitchen counter. She also tried walking slowly along a straight line, using a chair nearby for support. This small daily routine gave her confidence and helped her feel safer moving around the house. On the other hand, Carlos thought his frequent stumbles on the sidewalk were just part of getting older. He hesitated to mention them, believing they were harmless. But one day, a slip in the bathroom left him injured and afraid to go out alone. Ignoring these quiet signs of imbalance can lead to a cascade of consequences: falls, fractures, fear, and a shrinking world. But prevention is freedom. Training your balance for 5 minutes each day, always with safety, can mean months or even years of independence gained. And if the body is already dropping hints about its fragile points, what other messages might be hidden even deeper, somewhere we can only feel but not yet name? What your heart still holds on to sometimes, the heaviest burden we carry isn't visible. It's the quiet collection of memories, regrets, and feelings we never shared. These silent weights gather slowly, shaping how we see ourselves and the world. What you haven't forgiven, the words left unsaid, or the tears held back, all of these can settle deep within, quietly asking for release. Science and ancient wisdom agree. Every unexpressed emotion leaves a mark. The body, in its wisdom, stores what the heart cannot let go. Over time, unresolved pain may show up as tension in your chest, restless nights, lowered immunity, or a shadow over your daily life. But this is not about blame. It is about self-kindness, about gently letting go of what no longer serves your heart or your health. Imagine 2 lives unfolding. In one, Evelyn has carried her hurts for decades. She avoids difficult conversations, tucks away old grievances, and tells herself it doesn't matter. Yet, her sleep is restless, her energy low, and laughter seldom rises. In another life, Ruth decides to write letters she never sends, to speak honestly with a friend, to sit quietly and let her feelings surface. She still aches, but each day she feels a little lighter, her steps a bit freer, a quiet peace returning. When we ignore our silent pains, we risk aging from the inside out. The body becomes a house with closed windows, where air and light struggle to enter. Vitality fades, relationships grow distant, and joy becomes rare. But every small act of release, writing a truth, forgiving in silence, or simply allowing yourself to feel, opens space for healing. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past, it just stops it from hurting you. In the end, letting go is a gentle gift you offer yourself. And as your heart becomes lighter, your body, too, learns to breathe and live more freely. Perhaps now, a question remains. What legacy of lightness and meaning will you choose to carry forward? Today, you had the chance to look inside, with your eyes and with your heart. Throughout this journey, we explored not just the obvious signs of muscle loss and aging, but the subtle whispers of your body, your mind, and your relationships. Remember, these are not diagnoses or reasons for fear. They are gentle invitations to care, opportunities to turn awareness into action, and moments to choose a longer, fuller, and more vibrant life. Every tremor, every pause, every unspoken feeling can reveal a new path worth walking, if only you pay attention. Take a deep breath and gently invite yourself to self-observation. Notice the rhythm of your days, the way you move, the voices you listen to, inside and out. Reflect on the relationships that nourish you and the emotions you carry. Change doesn't require a revolution. It starts in the smallest of gestures. Maybe today, it's a mindful walk. Perhaps tomorrow, it's choosing a nourishing meal, reaching out to a friend, or simply allowing yourself a moment to feel. With each step, you build a future with more health, meaning, and connection. You don't have to change everything at once, but you can begin with one small act right now. And that is enough to start transforming your story. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Your presence here is a testament to your courage and wisdom, the kind that honors your own life or the life of someone you love. It's a privilege to be part of your journey, if only for these few minutes. And I hope you feel seen, respected, and inspired. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, every video is a gentle reminder to take care of yourself, a new insight to help you live with more awareness, and a community for those who choose to age with vitality and intention. Remember, it's not time that ages the body. It's silence in the face of signs. Listen to what your life is telling you and answer with care. Your future is being shaped today, and there is still time to make it brighter, healthier, and more yours than ever before.